Sorry for that. Sorry. Go back and I will explain it. From which question? And which question it is going to be? From this question or this question? I think explain this one. I think I muted here, I think, right? The first question. No. Okay. Okay, relax. Here A value is going to be 10. Here A value is going to be 10. And here instead of passing a value, I'm going to passing here as an address. Ampersand A means address we are passing. If it is only A, we are passing the value. But here I'm passing address. Address means if it is an address, definitely we have to catch with the pointer, right? We have to catch with the pointer. That's why it is going to be star K. Star K. If it is only value, just we have to write like this int K. If it is an address, that's why we have to write star K. That means we are passing, for example, A value is going to be 10 and the address, the location is going to be, for example, some 1000. And we are passing that 1000 here and we are going to store the value in K. Now K is going to be 1000. K is going to be 1000 and star K is equal to value at that address. Value at that address. Always K is an address and star K is value at that address. That's why it is going to be print 10 here. If I'm going to execute it, the value is at 10. For example, if I'm going to print K only, it is going to be print address of that 10 here. Are you getting? Is it clear? Moving to the second question. The similar type of question, this one is also. Here the value is 10. A value is 10 and it is going to be print 10. A value is 10 only. And there is one function call. After this function call, it is going to be print again 10. Again A value. What is this function? Here we are going to pass address of 10, not only 10. Here we are going to pass address of 10. Okay. Then it is coming to this position. K is address and star K is equal to 10. Okay. And coming to here, we are changing that star K is equal to 20 means we are going to change the value of 10. What is in the address of K? I am going to change with the 20. That means at the address, for example, the address is 1000 at this position. At this position, the value is 10 only, but here at that address, I'm going to change it as 20 here. Now, after this function call, it is going to be printed 20. Observe here, just observe 10 and 20. Now I'm not going to pass it as an address, for example. If I'm not going to pass it as an address, for example, I'm going to write like this. Here I'm passing only the value. What is the value of A? A is 10 and we are passing 10 here and we are changing K value is 20. It is not modifying the A value here. Just simply it is going to be print 10 comma 10. That's it. If you are passing it as an address, then only the changes what are done in the function definition that are reflected back to the main function. If it is an address, then only the reflections are going back to the main function. If it is normal value, the reflections are not going back. It's some internet issue, that's it. Okay. Moving to the next question. Is my screen is visible, everyone? My screen is visible. It's okay. Moving to the next question. Here A value is 5, B value is 10, and one variable that is my sum. Just observe here. My sum is equal to sum of A comma B. What is A value? A value is 5, B value is 10. We are calling a function with 5 and 10. And coming to this functionality, it is going to be, we are passing only values, right? And here I am going to return I plus J. What is I value? I value is what is the value in A that is going to be copied into I, and what is the B value that is copied into J here. 5 and 10, and that is reflected back 15 here. 15 to my sum. 15 to my sum. That's why it is going to be print 15 here. That's why it is going to be print 15. And again it is going to be call here sum of 10 comma 20. It is going to be sum of 10 and 20, that is going to be 30. The answer is going to be sum 15 and sum 30 is the answer here. Sum 15, sum 30 is the answer. That's it. A very, very simple functionality. Going to the next code. This one, I value is 5, J value is 2. And here we are passing ampersand A, I comma ampersand J. That means we are passing the address here. We are passing the address. That's why if you observe carefully, that is star I and star J. It is star I and star J. Okay. Now I is address and star I is value at that address. J is address, star J is value at that address. Now coming to this position, star I is equal to star I into star I. What is star I? 5. 5 into 5 is 25. The 25 is placed at the address of I here. That means now, and coming to this value also, star J into star J. That means 2 into 2, that is 4. That is placed in jth value, jth address. That's why the modifications are done on the I address and J address. That's why the answer is going to be 25 and 4 is the answer. 25 and 4 is the answer. 25 comma 4. Here I is a global variable. I is a global variable, and here it is writing it as a value of I. Sorry, while of I. Here, if it is true, it is going inside. If it is false, it is not entering into the loop, right? If it is a global variable, the global variable, the value, the default value for the global variable is going to be 0. That's why it is not entering into this loop. It is not entering into this loop, and it is going to be print hello only. It is going to be print hello only. Just simply it is going to be print hello. That's it. If, for example, if you modify the value it as 1, for example, and here while I value, while 1, right, it is true always. There is no modification of I value here, right? While I, and it is going to be called fun, and it is going to be print hi, and again it is going to be main, and again and again and again it is going to be print hello, hello, hi like that. It never terminates, and it will never print hello here. It never print hello. It never print hello. No doubt about that. It is an infinite loop. It is calling again and again. But here it is declared as a global variable. It is a global variable that indicates the initial value of the global variable is going to be 0. That's why it is going to be print only hello. For example, if it is a local variable, you don't know. Sometimes it is garbage value, and sometimes it is going to be 0 or any other value, no doubt about that. Sometimes it is going to be print hello. Why? Because the initial value of I is it is taking as hello. If you execute it several number of times and the value is going to be changed here, no doubt. For example, here I'm going to write. I'm going to change it as like this. Always don't think that the initial value is 0. Okay, it is a garbage value. It may be print. It may be print infinite loop or like that. Okay. Okay, where is main function? Yes, here number is equal to 5 and reverse of 5. We are calling the function reverse of 5 like this, reverse of 5, and it is going here, and it is going here. And what is the value? The value is going to be 5. Is 5 is equal to 0? Is 5 is equal to 0? No. And it is coming here, and it is going to be print 5, and it is going to be print 5. And again, it is a reverse of n minus minus. Reverse of n minus minus. Just I want to view here. Okay, I want to view this one. Okay. Reverse of n minus minus. That is a post increment here. Post decrement. Sorry, post decrement. That is. Now the function call is going to be called with reverse of 5 only, not 4 here. That is the mistake. Reverse of 5 only. Again, it is going to be called with 5. Is 5 is equal to 0? No. And coming here, and it is going to be print 5 again. And again, it is going to be called reverse of 5. And the answer is going to be like this. Just wait. We have to tell that the answer is infinite loop, but it is going to be stopped some other time. No doubt about that. It is going to be stopped. It is going to be stopped. Yes, it is an infinite loop, but here this is the recursion rate. If the recursion, if the stack is full, if the stack is full in the memory, in the memory, and we have to that compilation is automatically stopped. But the answer is going to be, the answer we have to write is going to be infinite loop. Answer is going to be infinite loop, no doubt about that. Okay. And now instead of post decrement, I'm going to write pre-decrement. I'm going to write a pre-decrement here. Pre-decrement, and the answer is very simple here. It is going to be print 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it clear, everyone? I'm coming to the next question. Just observe this. Here, some function int comma int. I'm going to pass here 5 comma 10. Here coming to this value, and it is going to be pass 5 comma 10. There are two values, and I'm going to return 5 comma 10. We have to observe what value it is going to be returned. If there are two values, if it is a two values, what value it is going to be returned? What value it is going to be returned? Here, every function is going to be written only single value. Only single value. It is not going to be written multiple value here. And what value it is going to be written here and here. Okay, just observe here. Whenever it is going to be working here, the last value it is going to be written. Return I comma j, right? It is going to be written j value always. What is j value for this function call? For this function call, the j value is 10, and it is going to be written 10 here. It is going to be written 10. In the next function call, 10 comma 5, right? 10 comma 5. J is the j value is 5. That's why it is going to be written 5 here. That means a value is 10 and b value is 5. A value is 10 and b value is 5 is the answer. You get my point? Whenever it is going to be working with like this, it is going to be written the last value. Return the last value, not the first value or the middle values. If it is more than two values, also if it is more than two values or three values, if it is going to be like this, it is always 10 comma 5. For example, here I am going to write 1. Here I am going to return 1. For both cases, I am going to return 1 only, right? That's why the answer is always 1 1. It is going to be return the last value always. Clear? Big one. Post and the same thing, right? What is the name indicates here? Just observe here. Pre and post. For example, I am going to print here. Already explained this one. Percentage D. For example, A is equal to 5, for example. And it is A plus plus, for example. It is post increment, right? Post means after this expression, the value is incremented. After this expression, the value is incremented. At this position, for example, if you want to print what is the A value after this expression, that is 6. If it is pre or post. But at this line, it is going to be print A first, and then A is incremented. After printing of 5, it is moving into the next line. Before the next line, it is going to be the value is incremented. Okay. For example, if it is a pre-increment, first it is incremented first, then it is going to be printed. That means 5 becomes 6 and 6 is printed. That is the difference. That's it. Nothing else. And coming to this one. Star int star pf int comma int. I'm going to write Instead of this thing, I'm going to write int comma int. Okay. Is there any usage here? No, nothing, right? The use of these two. Nothing. Just coming to this value, a value is 3 and fun of a, and moving to this position, fun of a. Just observe, this is the recursion. It's very typical question, I think. I have to explain here. Okay. I have to copy this functionality. A value is 3, right? A value is 3. That means fun of 3 here. Fun of 3. And the function is going to be fun of 3 here. Just everyone try to understand fun of 3 first of all. Why I am going for 3 only? Here a value is 3. That means I'm going to call the function with 3 here. Okay. Now coming to this position, I already explained here with the recursion. If this is the first line of f of 3, this is the second line of f of 3, and this is the third line of f of 3. You can tell that the recursion is fully completed, means we have to execute all the 3 lines. We have to execute all the 3 lines. Then only we can tell that that functionality f of 3 is executed. Okay. Or else if it is less than equal to 0, then only we can tell that means this block is not executed, means that in that way also it is going to be executed. Okay. Now it is checking that is 3 is greater than 0 or not. Yes, 3 is greater than 0, and moving into this position, fun of minus l. This is the pre-decrement here, and again it is going to be called the function as like this. What is that? Fun of 3 minus means 2, and it is going to be called the function with fun of 2. Just observe here, fun of 2 means here I'm right. I am at this position, right? That is the first line. That is the first line of f of 3. That is the first line of f of 3. If it is fully executed, then only it will move to the next line, and then only it will move to the next line. Just observe, it is a very typical question. Definitely it is a typical question. No doubt about that. Okay. Now f of 2. I'm going with f of 2 here. I'm going with f of 2. Is 2 is greater than 0 or not? Yes, 2 is greater than 0. Then again I'm going to call the same method fun of 1 here. Fun of 1 means fun of 2 is the first line. Is not executed second line on third line. Just observe. Okay. Then again 1 is greater than equal to 0, right? 1 is greater than 0, right? Then again it is moving into the next line, and fun of 0. It is going to be called 1 minus 1, that is going to be 0. And now it is going to be called fun of 0 here. It is going to be called fun of 0 here. 0 is greater than 0? No. That means it reaches end of the line. It reaches end of the block. That means f of 0 is fully executed. F of 0 is fully executed. F of 0 is fully executed means f of 1's first line is executed. F of 1's first line is executed. F of 1's first line is executed. F of 1's first line is executed means it is moving to the second line, and it is going to be print 1 here. It is going to be print 1. It is going to be print 1. And again it is going to be called the third line fun of minus I. That means again it is going to be called with this third line of the third line of f of 1. That is also again fun of 0. That is again fun of 0. Is 0 is greater than 0? No. That means the third line is also executed. The third line is also executed in f of 1. That means the 3 lines are executed for f of 1. That means f of 1 is fully completed. If f of 1 is fully completed means f of 2's first line is completed. F of 2's first line is completed. F of 2's first line is completed. Then it move to the second line and it is going to be print 2 here. And it is going to be print 2 here. It is going to be printed 2 and it is moving again to the third line and it is again moving into the third line. Just observe here. Now it is moving into the third line. What is the third line here? The third line is again fun of 1. Again it is going to be print going for fun of 1. For f of if you observe carefully, for f of 1, what I am printed here? Only 1, right? That's why for f of 1, it is going to be print 1 again. It is going to be print 1 again. Okay. That means the third line is also executed for f of 2 here. The third line is executed means the total functionality of f of 2 is completed. F of 2 is completed. If you observe here, for f of 2, what it is going to be print? It is going to be print these 3 values, right? If f of 2 is there, it is going to print 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay. And then coming into f of 3's second line. F of 2 is fully completed means f of 3's first line is completed and it is moved to f of second line of f of 3. What is 3 value? It is going to be print 3 here. And now it is going into the third line of f of 3, that is again f of 2 here. For f of 2, what I am going to print? Again, I have to do the same thing, but here we know already what is the values printing for f2. That is 1, 2, 1, I think, right? This is the answer for this one. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1 is the answer. Sorry. Time printing. A value. The n value is decremented, right? That's why it is going to be working like this. Just a minute. Sorry for that. That is the different value for n minus 1. That is, sorry, if the input is like this, then what I'm explaining, that is going to be true, but it is n minus minus, right? It is n minus minus, right? Explain with that example. Sorry for that. If it is f of 3 here, if it is f of 3, it is f of 3. Stick. 3 is greater than 0. Yes, it is coming here. Yes, n is decremented, right? N is decremented here. N is decremented here. That means fun of 2 I am going to call, and again it is going for, and it is going for fun of 1 here, and it is going to be called the functionality with fun of 0 here. Fun of 0. If it is 0, we are going to be stop. But here fun of n minus minus, that is n is decremented here, right? That's why it is going to be print 0 here. It is going to be print 0 here. And it is moving into the next line. And it is moving into the next line. It is going to be 0 minus minus. That means it is going to be minus 1. Is minus 1 is greater than 0? No. And moving into the next function call, it is going to be print as 0 for f of 1. It is going to be print 0 for f of 1. 0 for f of 1. If it is 2, and coming to this position, 2 means it is n minus minus, right? That means it is going to be print here as 1. Why? Because here f of 2 it is coming. Fun of n minus minus, that means 2 becomes 1 and it is going to be print 1 here. And it is coming here and it becomes a 0 and it becomes a 0. 0 is greater than 0? No. Then it is going here. If you observe here, the answer is going to be 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 0. Why it is printing 2 here? 3 is there, right? 3 is there. It is 3 is there. 3 is there and 3 is greater than 0. 3 is greater than 0 here. 3 is greater than 0 here. Is 3 is greater than 0? No, right? And it is going to be printed as n minus minus, n minus minus, and it is going to be printed 2 here. It is going to be printed 2 here. It is going to be printed 2 here. Before that, something is missing. Something is missing. Why it is printing 0? 0, 1, 2 is okay. Why it is printing 0? Yes. The second, in the third line, it is going with yes. In the third line, it is going with here this line. The third line of f of 3 is going to be f of 1 here. F of 1. Why? Because this is 2 and this is 1. For 1, we are going to print 0 here. I little bit confused here. The answer is going to be 0, 1, 2, 1. It's a little bit confused the question. Okay. I will explain you in the next time also. Okay. A little bit confused in that time. Questions is there. Okay. I'm going to stop the session here and Rambabu sir will handle the class. Rambabu sir. Rambabu sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir.
Okay, sir. Is my voice audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning, students. As sir already confirmed that my voice is clearly audible. Have you finished it, sir?
Yes, sir. Finished, sir.
Okay. Okay. Right. Just give me a moment, students. I'll share my screen. Yeah. So we are into that explanation of DXC test 6. If you observe these tests clearly, some of the questions being repeated because see, we have some questions like 90 or 100 plus questions that we gathered from the past year DXC questions, like while the recruitment was happening in the last year. So our team has gathered some questions and we are focusing exclusively on those questions. That is the reason why one or two questions may repeat in the multiple tests. Okay, so don't bother about it. So please focus on solving such type of questions. Okay, so even after this, we have some AMCAT tests also, because DXC is hiring the students through the AMCAT platform. So we have purchased some like we have such a purchased some bits from the AMCAT, and using those bits, we have created 5 tests, AMCAT tests. So that will be accessible to you once this training is finished. Okay, we will let you know when you can write or when you can take those AMCAT tests here. So you have to practice those AMCAT tests also, because as I told you, DXC is completely hiring the students through the AMCAT. Okay. Uh, First of all, please tell me, is everything clear from my side? How to crack Kyndryl? Yeah. See, Kyndryl. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. You said clear. Okay. So Kyndryl, as per the knowledge we have and as per the information we have from that particular company, in the first round, okay, in the first round we have only English test based on English. English means purely verbal skills. Okay, so that may be sentence rearrangement, reading comprehension, or maybe they test your knowledge in grammar, everything. Okay, so that is the knowledge we have. That is the information we have about the Kyndryl recruitment. Okay, because the last time also when they came into our campus, they just conducted a written test in the first round. Maybe in the second round they asked a technical interview. Okay, so they conducted technical interview and HR interview. But the first round is only the verbal. So that is the reason why we didn't include any arithmetic and reasoning part in the Kyndryl. Even though you have taken Kyndryl test, in that there is no arithmetic and reasoning, right? In that grand test that you have taken in the Sunday. Okay. So you have to focus on English and coding for Kyndryl. Okay. So we have Exaware PJET exam for 6 LP and Kyndryl exam on the same day, that is 11th July. What should we do? We have to do. Then if both tests are on the same time, then you have to decide. Uh, so you can crack which company based on the pattern that you have. Okay. So for example, Kyndryl pattern is different and Exaware pattern is completely different. If you think you can crack the Exaware written test and you can crack the further rounds of Exaware, if you have that confidence in you, then go for Exaware. Or else if you think I'm good at English, I'm good at coding, I don't know arithmetic and reasoning, I cannot crack those. So you may opt for Kyndryl. Okay, so that's based on your potential and your interest, your confidence levels. Okay, I cannot suggest you anything because this is your future. See, unfortunately, we got both the companies on the same time. That is unfortunate, actually. But this is the time to decide which is going to be the best one for you. Okay. So topics to prepare for Kyndryl just now, as I told you, the reading comprehension, sorry, sentence rearrangement, and so grammar. So based on grammar, they may ask you like sentence correction or error detection. Okay. So these are, and obviously when it comes to verbal, you have to develop your vocabulary. Always vocabulary building is an never ending process. Every day you have to learn 1 or 2 words. Okay, you have to use those words in your particular like daily conversation. Then those words will be familiar to you and you can answer either synonyms or antonyms of that. Okay, vocabulary building is a never ending process. We cannot acquire the knowledge on all the words in English within a single day or two. Okay. when we have DXC exam, see DXC, the date is, I'm not sure about the date of the visit of DXC. So it will be informed you well before. Okay, so don't bother about it. So everything you will get the information, because you have to attend the test. Without giving information to you, nobody will conduct the recruitment. Okay, so every one of you will receive the information well before the recruitment. Okay, so as of now, maybe officials got the information, but we don't have any information regarding the exact date of visit of any of these companies. Okay, so just now you told us like Kyndryl and Hexaware are going to visit us on 11th. Okay, but we don't have such information right until now. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, you students will get the information well before us. Okay. So exam maybe offline or online. If it is a proctor exam, definitely it may be online. You can take it from your house. Okay, so that's what I'm asking. Every information will be shared with you. Just follow your updates like groups or whatever the groups you have. So regularly check the messages and the information given in those groups. The exam college or remote location, as per the information given by Sudhir sir, it might be like remote location, like you can take exam from anywhere. So that's what the information I got until now regarding DXC. That's what Sudhir sir said, but I'm not sure about it. Okay, don't take any of our words as granted until the official information comes. Okay, right. So let's come to this test explanation of DXC test 6 and the reasoning part. So I think you are well aware of all the topics that we have been discussing in the DXC. 10 topics are there. So if you just prepare those 10 topics, that is more than enough for you to crack this. Now see this question: 2, 3, 7, 8, 13 and 14. So how can I answer this? So what is the logic in this? 2, 3, 7, 8, 13, 14. So just by seeing the series, I can take these two numbers as a group, because 2 and 3 are the consecutive numbers, 7 and 8 are the consecutive numbers, 13 and 14 are the consecutive numbers. Next, I have to find the next number only. Okay, so if I have one number, I can find the next number as the consecutive number. But what should be the next number? I have to find the logic here. Okay, see what is the difference here? 3 plus 4 is 7. 8 plus 5 is 13. Next, it should be 14 plus 6. The first number is 21. If they ask you the next number also, it should be 21. Okay, the answer is here 20. 14 plus 60, 20. Okay, so it's very simple. When I take the numbers as two numbers as one group, 2, 3, 7, 8, 13 and 14, the next number should be 20 there. So let's move on to the next one. So find the next number in the given series: 1, 4, 18 and 48. Someone said alternate series, the previous question, that might be the logic also. So for a single question, there may be 3 or 4 logics, but every time you will get the same answer. Okay. So I'm not saying that that particular question will have only one logic. You have to follow that one only. So one question may have 2 or 3 logics. So what is this here? 1, 4, 18 and 48. So did you got an answer for this question? Have you all answered this question in the yesterday's class? 100. Okay. So one of you said 100 is the answer. May I know what's the reason saying 100 here? Let's see. Let me check how correct your logic is. So those who are given as 100, please give me the logic behind this. Students, please try to respond. If you are responding in the chat box, then it gives me more energy to teach 100. Okay. So just you are giving 100 here. Let's see whether 100 is correct or not. So the given numbers are 1, 4, 18 and 48. So what should be the next number here? Okay. So first of all, what I see, are there any squares or cubes are there? No. So except 4, the remaining are not squares or cubes. 1 is also a square, but 18 and 48 are not squares and cubes here. Like they are not prime numbers. Okay. So if I take the difference between them, so what should be the logic here? So the difference is 3, 14 and 30. Again, 3, 14 and 30. I don't know how they are related to each other. Okay. So what is that logic that I have to follow here? Let's see. Can I write these numbers as a product of anything? Okay. So how can I write 2 here, 4 here? So I can write 4 as 2 into 2. That means 2 square or 2 into 2. But how can I write 18 here? I can write it as 3 into 6. Okay. So 3 into 6. But how can I write 48? So 48 can be written as 3 into 16. Okay. But if I write like 2 into 2, 3 into 6, 3 into 16, so it is not going to find any logic. It is not going to have any logic here. Let me try to write like this. So 3 into 2. So I can write 16 as 4 into 4 into 3. Okay. So that means 3 into 3 into 2, 4 into 4 into 3. So that means 4 square into the previous number, that is 3. Okay. So 3 square into the previous number, that is 2. Okay. So here also I can write it as 2 square, that is 2 into 2 into the previous number. Okay. So 2 into 2 into 1. So it will gives you 4. 3 into 3 into 2, you will get 18. 4 into 4 into 3, you will get 48. Next it should be 5 into 5 into 4. So 25 into 4, the next answer should be 100. So this is one logic I can apply on this particular series to get the answer as 100. Let's see the student get any other logics here. 1 into 1 into 1 is 1, 96. So one student got 96 here. Okay. Very good. Very good. So many of the students has given the logic as well. That's good. So again, I'm telling you, somebody are asking for the topics of DXC and Capgemini and Kyndryl. There is no questions from reasoning. Okay. So we don't expect any questions from reasoning in either Capgemini or Kyndryl. Capgemini will give you the cognitive games. If you attend the yesterday's evening session from 7 to 8, I have discussed 4 cognitive games of Capgemini, how to play those games and everything. Okay, so you have to attend the evening session as well. Morning session, I can see around 700 and 800 plus students, but evening session, I have only 100 and 120 students. Yesterday morning, Sir told you that today evening we are going to discuss the Capgemini games or IBM games, but no one turned up in the evening's class. But 150 or 140 students attended and they have listened to my class and they know how to play those 4 games now. They are practicing it. Okay. So Capgemini will give you the cognitive games, not any questions from font and reasoning. Okay. They'll give you questions from English. English will be there, coding will be there, technical ability will be there, but only cognitive games, no quantitative aptitude and reasoning. Okay, but coming to DXC and that to reasoning part, I told you whatever the questions we are giving in the daily test, those are the 10 topics which we have been asking in the DXC exam. So one is seating arrangement, next is data sufficiency, blood relations, directions, coded inequalities, and number series, odd man out, logical sequence of order, coding, decoding, and analogy. So these are the 10 topics we have to focus on here. See, no need to give the list of topics, whatever we have been discussing from the past 6 days, from those 10 topics only when it comes to reasoning part. Okay. If you are attending the class daily, then it will be easy for you to understand what I am saying here. Right. So the answer is 100 for this question. So next, choose the correct option. So this is the question from analogy. See, first two questions, number series. Next question is from analogy. Next two questions from odd man out. So in that process, we are going right. So this is the 7th day already, but still now we are asking the topics of DXC like that. OK, so I'm not questioning you like why you are asking that, but since you have been attending the class for 7 days, you should be aware of all these already. OK, next. So G3S, J3P. So what is the logic here? G3S and J3P here. So can you any one of you see how these two are related to each other? So G3S and J3P. So how can I write G here? The G is 7. So S is 19. So J is 10. P is 16. L is 12 and X is 24. OK. Any one of you please tell me what can be the answer here. Someone said P40 is the answer. OK. So may I know the reason why you said P4T? So someone asking about the cognitive games. Sorry, cognitive games will not be discussed here. So cognitive games session is on the evening 7 to 8. OK, even today also I'll discuss some cognitive games. Yesterday I discussed like a deductive challenge, inductive challenge, motion challenge and switch challenge. OK, so 4 games were switch challenge, motion challenge, deductive and inductive challenge. OK, so the now identify the logic here. So what is this? If you observe exactly, if I add these two numbers, I am getting how much? 7 plus 19 is 26, 10 plus 16 is 26, 12 plus 24 is 36. No, there is no such logic here to identify that. OK, now, so what I have to do here, if you observe again 7 plus 19, how much here? 26. 10 plus 16 is 26. Now here 12 plus 24 is how much? 36. OK, here 26 and here also 26. Here 3 and here also 3. So that is the similarity if I take it from the first pair of letters and numbers. Now I can take the 12 plus 24 is 36 and in the middle we have 4. OK, so in the middle we have 4 only for the two options. So I can eliminate A and B. OK, so A cannot be the answer and B cannot be the answer. Now coming to Q and S, Q is 17 and S is 19. OK, so this is also 36 and here also P is 16 and T is 20. So here also 36. So what I have to take here? As of now, I have taken two parameters, that is 7 plus 19 is 26, 10 plus 16 is also 26. The middle number is 3 and 3. So the same logic I applied here, 12 plus 24 is 36 and the middle number is 4. But if you observe for P40 and Q4S, so both the logics are same. Then what I have to take next? See what is the difference here? 7 and 10. What is the difference? 3, which is what the middle number here. So can I take the middle number is the difference between G and J. Here also the middle number is 4. I can take the difference between L and the next letter should be 4. So L plus 4, that is P. So it should be P4T. It is not Q4S, it is P4T here. Okay, so I hope you understand the logic here. Why P4T is the exact answer. So 3 letters between G and S and J and P. 3 letters. How can be 3 letters between G and S, J and P? Is not correct. 12 plus 4, 24 minus 4. Okay. Yeah, that can be one logic you can think of. Okay, right. You can say like that, right? G plus 3 is given J and S minus 3 you got P. Like that, L plus 4 you will get P and X minus 4 you got T. Okay, so that is also one logic. See, I'm not telling you the logic directly in these questions. I'm giving you the approach how to look at the question. Okay, so if you want me to give the logic exactly, I'll give you the logic, but I'm telling you the approach. When a new question comes to me, in which way I have to think. Okay, first I converted the letters into numbers. Using that numbers, I tried my best to identify the logic, but I identified a logic, but still I have two options. Is there any other logic to derive from that? Yes. So 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. In the same way, 12 plus 4 is equal to 16. That's where the only thing is P4T. Okay, right. Go to the next one. From the given anagram, select the odd man out. So what is the odd man out here? Liar, hair, fair, and pair. Yeah, plus 4 and minus 4. For that, it's a so if you observe these 4 letters, liar, hair, fair, and pair, except in the first option, all the remaining are consisting of the word called air. Okay, so which is not present in the first option. So that was the reason why. So I can say option A is a odd one out. Okay, liar, hair, fair, and pair. Okay. So even many of the students given it as layer. Okay. From the given anagram, select the odd man out. So ADP, QTX, HKR, and STE. So while solving the questions from like this letter odd man out, so I think SAR has given you 3 rules. The first one is the gap rule, and second one is alphabetical order rule, and the third one is vowel rule. So don't forget to apply these 3 rules first of all, and later if you don't get the logic using these 3 rules, then think another way. Okay, but first of all, try to use these 3 logics because majority of the questions are having this logic only. Okay, these 3 logics only. So let's see ADP and the QTX HARSTE. Okay, so this is how many letters gap is there? So there are 2 letters in between A and D. So in between D and P. So this is 4 and this is 16. I have 11 letters in between them. Okay, but if you observe QT, again 2 letters are there in between Q and T, and in between T and X I have only 3 letters. Okay, and next HK, again 2 letters are there, IJ, and coming to K and R. So I have how many letters? This is 11 and this is 16. Sorry, 18. We have 6 letters are there. So for STE, so this is consecutive letters, 0 is there. This is again the number of letters in between them is 10. Okay, so by using the gap rule, so I cannot identify any logic here. That's why the gap rule is not correct. So the next one is alphabetical order rule. So if I go with the alphabetical order rule, A, D, P, so they are in from left to right. Okay, so Q, T, X, they are also from left to right. H, K are also from left to right. S, T, E. So they are also from left to right because after S, T, again after Z, we have to start it from A. So I can go with they are also in the correct order. Someone said it is STE is the answer, but someone said HKR. A gap between first two letter is 2 and for STE it is not 2. Okay. So if you think that I can go with that logic, like the difference between the first two letters is just 2, whereas in STE it is not following, whereas S and T are the consecutive letters. Yes, that is acceptable, but I'm checking for any other complete logic. Did I get any other logic where I can accept it completely? Because the difference between the next two letters, second and third letter in any of these options are not consistent, right? Like 11, 3 and 6. Okay. But that question may be framed based on this one particular logic only. The difference between the first two letters is 2. Okay. Yeah. So we'll go with the next question. The answer for this will be S, T and E. Yeah, the next question is from the given anagram, select the odd man out. We have already discussed this question maybe 3 days or 4 days back. So this is not a letter based odd man out. It's like jumbled word. Okay, so this is I have to form these or arrange these letters to form a meaningful word. So the meaningful word that I can form with the first option is rock. And this is river. So S A N D sand, and the third one is land. We already discussed this question. So out of these 4, what is the odd man out? The rock, sand, and land. All these are solids, whereas the river is in the liquid form. Okay, so that's why the river is the answer for this. I think we even discussed this also. Computer is called as GKQLYPIN. So what is the logic here? So COMPUTER, computer is like GKQLYPIN. Okay, so you can identify the logic here. This is 3 plus 4. So it's 15 minus 4, 13 plus 4, 16 minus 4, 21 plus 4, 20 minus 4, 5 plus 4 and 14, 18 minus 4. Okay, it's a simple logic of plus 4 minus 4. So if I start it for Senate, so you will get like, so S minus S plus 4. S plus 4 is W, E minus 4 is A, N plus 4 is R, A minus 4. So A minus 4 means you have to write it as W, and T plus 4 is X, and E minus 4 is A. So WAR, WXA, which is the third option. See, the simple thing I have done is plus 4 minus 4 plus 4 minus 4 plus 4 and minus 4. Okay. So you should remember the options here. You should remember the options once you did it. So that option should be fixed in your mind. Okay, when you see this question, don't waste your time. So try to answer the question exactly war WXC. Okay, right. So why you are focusing again and again on these questions is there is a 90% chance of getting the same questions again in the DSC exam because these are the previous questions of DXC. So we may get the same questions again and again. Okay, otherwise the questions we are going to take in the AMCAT test. Okay, I told you have to write 5 AMCAT tests after the finishing of this training. So you have to focus on those 5 tests also. So in that you will get around 70 to 75 plus questions from reasoning. Even practice those questions also. There is like high chance of getting these questions only. Okay, next. So this is a question from Coding and Decoding. What is given? John is in football team is written as some code is given, and basketball and football team have 11 players and code is also given for that. Steve is in the basketball team and the code is given for that. What I have to find? Steve is in football team. Okay, so I have to find the code for Steve is in football team. So first of all, if I can find the code for Steve or not, see, observe in the given 3 sentences, the Steve is only present in the 3rd sentence. So that is why, since it is only present in the 1 sentence, I cannot exactly find what is the code for Steve. Okay, but when it comes to is, okay, so is in. Okay, so is in is also present in the 1st sentence. Okay, so what is the common for the 1st sentence and the 3rd sentence? Is in is common and also team is common. Okay, so is in is common and also team is common. So what are those 3 codes which are common in the 1st and 3rd? Okay, so observe sit is here, sit is also here, and lit is here, lit is also here, hit and hit is also here. These are the 3 codes which were repeated in the 1st and 3rd sentence, and the repeated words are is in team. So from this I can say that is in team. So these 3 words codes are lit, hit and sit, but I am not sure hit is the code for which word. Okay, but is in team, the combined code is lit, hit and sit. Okay, so I have find the code for is in team. Next, these 2 are remaining, football and Steve. Okay, so when I want to find the team it for football, see here, football team. So football team is common here and football team is also common here. Okay, only those 2 words are common in the 1st and 2nd sentences. Football team. Then what are the codes which are common in these 2? Football team, and here it is the one word which is common here, and hit is the another word which is common here. Okay, so I know that team is in team, already hit is there, already hit is there in the team. So that is why I can surely say that the football. Okay, so football code is sit, sorry, pit here. Okay, so this is the common word, this is the common code for football team in both the sentences, pit and hit. Okay, I know the hit is already in the team, is in team, so that's why pit is the only code for football. Okay, so I got the code for football and is in team. Then I have to find it for Steve and then only Steve. Okay, but Steve is present here. Basketball is also there, but I don't know what is the code for Steve, either bit or writ. Okay, so either bit or writ. But can I answer through the options? If you observe A and C, both are possible. Okay, now, so first of all, try to find the basketball. What is the code for basketball team? Because basketball team is common in the 2nd and 3rd sentences. Basketball is common, team is also common. So what is the common code word in these 2? So one is hit is common here and another one is bit. Okay, so I know already hit is for team. Okay, so then the basketball code is bit. Basketball code is bit. Okay, so bit, pit, lit, hit, sit. So it will be option C there. So it is just observation and it is just observation. So I have to find the words which are common in the sentences. We cannot see the yesterday's video. I already told you the recording of the cognitive games was not there. The doubt session recording is not there. If any one of your friends who have attended the yesterday's class, if they started recording the Microsoft Teams, then you can get that in the chat box. That means if the meeting was recorded, so it will be down, it will be like stored in the chat of that particular meeting. Okay, if no one has recorded the session, then you won't get the recording of that. Okay, since this is the live session, the recording of this is automatically we have. But when it comes to the scheduled meeting, so someone has to record it. Okay, so why we created scheduled meeting is we have to give the option of unmuting yourself to talk with us. Okay, so that's why we can't get the recording by default unless someone has recorded that. No. Okay. The next one is logical sequence of order. So I have to arrange these given 5 words according to any of these factor. Mosquito, rat, cockroach, lizard, and dog. So they must be arranged based on the size. Okay. So all of them are living organisms, but some are insects and some animals are there. Dog is an animal. So when it comes to smallest one, the smallest among all these mosquito, which is the option, that means which is the word 1. And after mosquito, the next one is the smallest in size is cockroach. And after that, the smallest of all these lizard. And next it is rat. And next it should be dog. Okay. So 1, 3, 4, 2, 5. That is one order. Okay. So when I arrange them according to their size, starting from smallest to the biggest one. Okay. So sometimes maybe in the options they may give 5, 2, 4, 3, 1. So that means they are following like the biggest one to the smallest one. Okay. Okay. Right. I understood. For the previous question, they asked it for Steve, not for basketball. Okay. So if it is Steve, you will get like the remaining option. What is that? Now the basketball is bit. If the basketball is bit here, the remaining word RIT is for Steve. Okay, if RIT is for Steve, then I have to go with option A. Yes, someone who responded in the chat box, that is correct. I have mistaken here. The code is not asking for basketball. So I got the basketball code is bit, but I need it for Steve. OK, for Steve, it will be RIT here because lit hit sit is for is in team and bit is for basketball. The remaining thing RIT is for Steve. So Steve is in the football team is hit RIT lit bit. No. It is not option A also. It is B, I think. Observe carefully. Sit, hit, lit. Okay, sit, lit, hit. So pit is football. Okay, pit is football and rit is Steve. Okay, I'm sorry, that is option B. The previous question, it is option B. Yeah, it is option B, second option. Good. So this is easy question here. A man moves 2 kilometers towards east. So for example, this is the starting point of that man. He moves 2 kilometers towards east and then 3 kilometers towards south and again 2 kilometers towards west and then goes 2 kilometers towards the initial point here. OK, now in which direction is he from his initial position? So this is the initial position and this is the final position. If I see it from the initial position, in which direction he is there? So he is towards south. OK. So this is what the path here. First he moves 2 kilometers towards east, then 3 kilometers towards south and 2 kilometers towards west, and then goes 2 kilometers towards the initial point. Finally, he is 1 kilometer away from the initial point and he is in the south direction from the initial point. The answer is south. Here, two friends A and B starting walking from a common point. A goes 20 kilometers towards northeast. For example, this is the point where two friends A and B started. So A moved towards the northeast for how many kilometers? 20 kilometers. OK, from the same point B starts and moving towards east. So B started moving towards east for 16 kilometers here, and then from east he started moving towards north for 12 kilometers. OK, so this is somewhat 12 kilometers here. OK, so this is some 20 kilometers. Now, so I have to find how far A and B from each other. I know this is the position of A. OK, and I know this is the position of B. Right. How can I understand A and B together will be at the same place? OK, so now A is going in the northeast and B is gone toward east and north. OK, so if B moves towards the northeast direction, how much direction he has moved? That if I have to find. If B also started moving in this direction, what will be the distance moved by B in the northeast direction? Because consider this as a right angle triangle, 12 and 16 are the two sides. The hypotenuse value should be 12 square plus 16 square, which is nothing but square root of 400 is equal to 20 kilometers. OK, so even if I consider the distance moved by B along this northeast direction, it is also equal to 20. So that means so A moved towards northeast and B moved towards east and north, but the distance covered by both of them are same. That is the reason why I say A and B will be at the same position. OK, they are at the same place at the finishing point. There won't be any distance between both A and B. Yeah, yes, yesterday, the previous question, I told you that is not the first option. The second option was the correct one. Coding. Okay, one more question from directions here. So Sunil drove his car in the northern direction for some distance. For example, he is here. So towards the north, he moved for some distance. The distance was not given. OK, he then turned left and drove for 10 kilometers. See, this is the left hand side. So he just turned left and drove for 10 kilometers. Then again turned left and drove for 20 kilometers. OK, so this is 20. He found himself 10 kilometers west of his starting point initially. OK, sorry, then I have to draw it in another way here. See, initially he moved towards north. OK, I don't know the exact distance, how much distance he moved towards northern direction, but he turned to the left and moved for 10 kilometers here. This is the 10 kilometer distance. And from then he took left turn and drove for 20 kilometers. So he moved in this direction and moved for 20 kilometers. So after moving 20 kilometers, he found himself exactly the west direction of the starting point here from 10 kilometers. I know this distance is 10 kilometers. Exactly to the left of 10 kilometers from the starting point is. So this is the ending point of that person and this distance is 20 kilometers. If that distance is 20 kilometers, so how far did he drive his car in the northern direction? So what is the distance traveled by the Sunil in the northern direction? That is also 20 kilometers because at the end he is 10 kilometers to the west of initial position. So I have to take this is also 20 kilometers, then only it will happen. OK, so initially he drove for 20 kilometers towards the northern direction and took left turn, went for 10 kilometers and again took left turn and drove for 20 kilometers. Now he is exactly 10 kilometers west to his initial position. Yeah, so only one or two are giving the answers here. So I don't know the reason why. So I expect the answer from any of the students. So pointing to a woman, a man said, her father is the only son of my mother. OK, so whenever this pointing type of questions are there, more focus will be on this particular sentence said by the speaker. Her father is the only son of my mother. OK, so here her means woman's father because he is pointing towards a woman And here my means the man who is speaking, right? So woman's father is the only son of my mother. Who is the only son of my mother? Because a male person is saying that only son of my mother will be me only. That means the man only here. Okay. So woman father is the man. That means woman's father is mine. Okay. So I am the father of that woman. So how is the man related to the woman here? So that man will become the father of the woman, right? So this is not women. So it is women. Okay. That was a typing mistake, I think. How is the man related to the woman there? So woman is the daughter of the father. That means man, or man is the father of that woman. Okay, it is very clear. Only son of my mother is nothing but that speaker only, and her father is the speaker means. So the man is related to the woman as father. So this is the question from data sufficiency. Among the 4 students of class 5, Radha, Meera, the 4. So for that, Meera is shorter than Radha but taller than Geetanjali. That means Meera is shorter than Radha but taller than Geetanjali. So this is what the information given in the first statement. But I have 4 students. The relation is given for only 3 students. But I don't know anything about Kamala, whether she is the shortest or the tallest. So that means I cannot answer the question using the statement 1 alone. Okay. So that means statement 1 alone is sufficient. Option A is wrong. I can eliminate option A from this. Okay. Now take the statement 2 alone. Forget about the statement 1. So Kamala is taller than Meera. That means K taller than M. So I know the relation between Kamala and Meera only. I don't know anything about Radha and Geetanjali in this statement. So again, I cannot say who is the tallest among the 4. That means using the statement 1 alone, I cannot say the answer. So option B is also wrong. Okay. Now what I have to do, I have to put both the statements together. Okay. Both the statements together now. See, how can I write this? M is smaller, right? M is smaller than K. Understand? Shorter than K here. If I combine both these relations, what will I'll get? So G is less than or shorter than M. Okay. So M is shorter than R and K. Okay. So the relation I know is M is shorter than R and K. But still I don't know the relation between R and K. Among R and K, who is the taller or who is the shorter? Okay. I know that the shortest of all is Geetanjali. I can answer this. The second shortest is also Meera. I can answer the last. That means shortest and the second shortest. But I'm not sure about the first 2 positions. Who is the tallest and the second tallest? Okay. But I want the tallest one. I cannot answer it. That means even I put both the statements together, I cannot answer the question.